it had nothing to do with me wanting to be revolutionary in any capacity. I mean, I wasn't that thoughtful as a 24, 25-year-old, young man. But and we can get into this because it's kind of flowing into the contract piece. So Billy Knight was a GM that drafted me.
Mhm.
And 4 years I was there. We had a great relationship, and he essentially said, "You stay healthy, and you kind of continue to produce as you're producing. We'll make sure you get taken care of, kind of market rate, right?" Which I was totally fine with. And then the ownership group ended up bringing in Rick Sund that summer, fired Billy Knight. Now, in my mind, I tried to do everything the right way. Professional, showed up all on time, all that jazz. Did the community work. I was doing all the things that I felt like I was supposed to do. Obviously, performing on the court. And so now I'm in a situation where I don't have any sort of opportunity to get a contract. I'm kind of in limbo. I'm a restricted free agent. And so I go and my agent's kind of working the phones. And so we had two sign and trades. And I don't remember the exact players that were in the sign and trades, but it was with the Phoenix Suns and with the San Antonio Spurs. We all know at that time, both of those teams were as good as it gets, right? And I grew up, idolizing over playing for the Spurs and Popovich and everything that they stood for. Coming from Stanford, I was a system player, all that jazz. And so, I met with Pop at Summer League, and he said, "This is the deal we have for you. Hopefully we can make something happen." So I'm super excited about that. But I also met with the Olympiacos, team at Summer League as well. And so we continue down the track, and then I realized, Sund isn't really going to entertain any of these ideas, these opportunities. So now I'm in a situation where I have to wait until he decides, that he's ready to offer me a contract, and the market's drying up. Boki, you mentioned that summer was just weird.
That sounds very familiar to how you're describing. I mean, how my story went. But go on, please.
Yeah. And so I have two top tier teams, that I have an opportunity to join. And this guy's like, I'm making the business decision for the Atlanta Hawks. And so that's what prompted me to say, oh, okay, well, I have to make a business decision for Josh Childress. And that led to me actually, taking a trip over to Athens, getting the lay of the land, seeing Athens in the summer. And that made it all happen.
So it was spite. It was spite. That's how you ended up in
I just needed a deal, man.
I'll show you.